Sport watches occupy a great space in the watch world. Not having to conform to the standards of other tool watches like GMTs or dive watches, sport watches have the freedom to look any way they want. The Norqain Freedom 60 is the sport watch we'll be taking a closer look at today. Since their inception, Norqain has been making quite a name for themselves. The brand is owned and operated by Swiss watch insiders, and their lineup is composed of tool watches, like the watch seen here, the Freedom 60, to automatic chronographs like the Adventure Sport chronograph. They've become a brand to be reckoned with and have the clout to hang with the other Swiss brands. On paper, the Freedom 60 seems to be a large watch. At 42mm in diameter and a daunting 52mm lug-to-lug distance, you might assume this watch is made for those with Hulk-sized wrists. However, Norqain has done a few things to help mitigate those dimensions. First, they kept the case thin at 11.4mm. Had this been a slab-sided beast like the 41mm Tudor Black Bay, this watch might not have been nearly as comfortable as it is. The thin case helps it not stick out on your wrist and keeps the wrist presence manageable. They also turn down the lugs rather dramatically, so it hugs the wrist instead of sitting flat on top. Even with the thin case, a flat watch would have worn much larger than it is. The bracelet also articulates extremely well and falls off the watch perfectly to drape around your wrist. With that said, I wouldn't mind seeing Norqain offer an option to remove the nameplate on the side. I don't mind it too much, but it might help slim down the watch a little bit if it wasn't there. All in all, this is a large watch on paper, but it wears great on my 6 3/4 inch wrists. Norqain is using a modified Solida SW200 to power the Freedom 60. I have the same gripe about this as I did with the Oris Diver 65. This watch has a premium price tag and should be using the higher grade Solida SW200 as a base. I'm not a huge fan of off-white dials, but I warmed up to the cream dial on the Freedom 60 rather quickly. Part of what helped with this is the color match date wheel. This helps keep the dial balanced and the date blends in but is visible when you need it. The hands and markers also helped me find the cream dial appealing. They can swing dramatically from bright silver to a deep black depending on the lighting conditions. The hands and markers are polished, but I found that most of the time they tend to have a light gunmetal color that looks awesome when paired with the cream dial. I'm not sure if the dial color is reflecting off the crystal to give them this color, but had it had any other effect, I'm not sure I would have found the dial so appealing. The dial text is kept to a minimum and helps the Freedom 60 take on a more utilitarian appearance. There's no nonsense about depth ratings, just automatic at 6 o'clock with Swiss made resting inside the minute track. The Norqain logo is applied at 12 o'clock and takes on the same coloring effect as the hands and markers. Norqain has balanced this dial extremely well. The Norqain Freedom 60 is a nice package. They've put together a great looking watch, and while it doesn't have the most original styling, the overall design aesthetic works really well. Of all the sport watches with block markers and a relatively simple handset, the Freedom 60 is one of the more appealing options to me. While I did warm up to the cream dial, I'm not sure it would be my first choice given some of the other colors Norqain offers. The sunburst blue is probably what would do it for me. However, if you're looking for something versatile and prefer warmer colors, the cream dial might be the way to go. No matter how you slice it, you're getting a great looking watch. Thanks for checking out the video review, and for the full written review, head over to watchclicker.com.